Are you struggling with your weight? Are you sick and tired of trying to find the best weight loss program? We would love to share our weight loss secrets with you.
In this EFT session, we're going to be working on eliminating chocolate cravings. So we're going to be putting everything you've learned up to now together for you to eliminate chocolate cravings. But before you begin to even do that, what I would like you to do is make sure you have not eaten anything for 2 hours. And if you have, just stop this video and do it at a time when you have not eaten for 2 hours. Because you'll have a much better or greater response to the EFT by not eating for at least 2 hours. Because what you want is you want to have a craving for food and a craving for chocolate, because that's what we're working on. And the only way that we can work on that is if you're actually hungry, so that we can bring that craving up and work on it. I've done this so many times with people, one-to-one and even groups, and it's just amazing. I've even added in this course me working live on air with a radio presenter called Jerry Kelly. And you can listen in exactly how quickly it worked for him, because he did exactly as I asked. Okay. The other thing you will need is your favourite bar of chocolate. You need your favourite bar of chocolate because that's the one you're going to crave the most. Any chocolate will do, of course. And it's not that you will just eliminate the craving for that chocolate, but you eliminate craving for all chocolate. Okay. So having said all that, hopefully you've not eaten for 2 hours, you have your favourite bar of chocolate. I've brought one just along here for this video. Here we go. And what I want you to do first is I want you to smell the chocolate. Just smell the chocolate. And then, what number pops to mind of craving for that chocolate? Okay, put your chocolate to one side. And with that number, I want you to begin tapping on the karate chop point while saying out loud after me, even though I have that number of craving for that chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. And again, even though I have that craving for that chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. And one more time. Even though I have that craving for that chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay. So now, start tapping on the eyebrow point, that number of craving, while saying that out loud after me. Side of the eye, that number of craving. Under the eye, that number of craving. Under the nose, that number of craving. Chin point, that number of craving. And collarbone point, that number of craving. Take a deep breath in. And release that now. Okay. I want you to get your chocolate again. Sniff it. Notice, has that changed in any way? Okay. What number pops to mind of craving for that chocolate? And here we go again. Begin tapping on the karate chop point while saying out loud after me, even though I have that number remaining of chocolate craving, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that number of chocolate craving remaining, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that number of chocolate craving remaining, I deeply and completely accept myself. And again, eyebrow point, that remaining number of craving. Side of the eye, that remaining number of craving. Under the eye, that remaining number of craving. Under the nose, that remaining number of craving. Chin point, that remaining number of craving. Collarbone point, that remaining number of craving. Take a deep breath in. And release all that now. Excellent. Now this time, I want you to smell it. And I want you to take the tiniest bite you can of that chocolate. The tips of your teeth. Taste it. 0 to 10, what number pops to mind of craving for that chocolate? That taste of chocolate. What number pops to mind, that craving, taste of that chocolate? Now, the other rounds we've worked on smell, and we're working on taste, because these are the things that get your juices flowing. These are the things that create the hunger within you, the craving, the smell, the taste. Sometimes it's just looking at the bar, that just a reminder of what it tasted like before just gets you going. Okay? So, what numbers pop to mind for craving for that taste of chocolate? Okay, so start tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I have that number of craving for that taste of chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that number of craving for that taste of chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that number of craving for that taste of chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. That number of craving. 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 Take a deep breath in. And release that now too. Okay. Back to the chocolate again. Take a little sniff. Take a little taste. Check in once again. What number pops to mind for craving for that chocolate? Okay. Now with that remaining number, again begin tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I have that remaining number of craving for the taste of that chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that remaining number of craving for the taste of that chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have that remaining number of craving for the taste of that chocolate, I deeply and completely accept myself. That remaining number of craving for the taste of that chocolate. That remaining craving for the taste. 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 Take a deep breath in. Release all that now. Okay. Now here we go again. With your chocolate bar. Smell it. Taste it. And notice. What does it taste like? For some people, it can taste sweeter. And I'd often say to my clients, I say, well, does that taste better? And they say, no, that tastes worse. So, what is it for you? Sometimes it can get very bland or taste chemically. Just notice what has changed about the taste of that chocolate. Does it seem less attractive to you? And the interesting thing is that when you work on this craving, you go, well, maybe when I walk into the store or the shop, I'm going to buy another bar of chocolate. But you'll find that you're not attracted to the chocolate anymore. You just walk and go, no interest. And just by you eliminating at least one bar of chocolate per day, how many calories is that per week, per month, per year that you're eliminating from your diet? Okay. So, what we're going to do now is check in again if you have any numbers remaining on that craving for that chocolate. And if you have, we're going to use the advanced technique here. It's called a 9-gamut technique. And if you haven't looked at it yet, it's in the course. You can go and look at that later on, but it doesn't matter if you haven't looked at that yet. I'm going to do it here now with me. I'm going to guide you through the process. It's simple enough. You have a remaining number on that craving, and I use this every time with clients if they get stuck. So it's just something that seems really silly, but can be so effective. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to begin tapping in here, okay? In this groove between your ring finger and your little finger, just above the knuckles there. Just tap there. And without moving your head, I want you to close your eyes and then open your eyes. And then what I want you to do is I want you to look down to the left at the floor without moving your head, as far as you can with your eyes, while continuing to tap. And then I want you to look down at the right of the floor, as hard as you can with your eyes, without moving your head. And then what I want you to do, as you continue to tap, is I want you to roll your eyes clockwise, all the way around. And then I want you to roll your eyes anti-clockwise, all the way around. And then what I want you to do, and you can do this after me, this is the even sillier part, but it's a very important part. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to hum a few bars of Happy Birthday. Okay? And now what I want you to do is I want you to count from 1 to 5 out loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now what I want you to do is I want you to hum a few bars of Happy Birthday again. 1. Okay. Now if I went a little fast for you there, I'm just going to go through the whole thing again. So what I want you to do is I want you to sniff your bar chocolate. Okay. Taste it if you like. 0 to 10, what number pops to mind? Remaining for craving for that chocolate. Begin to tap here, okay? With your index finger and middle finger. In between the ring finger and the little finger. That groove in there, okay? This meridian is called the triple warmer. And it regulates the heat in the body. Okay, so what I want you to do now is I want you to think about that. Close your eyes. Without moving your head, open your eyes. Look down to the left at the floor. Look down to the right at the floor. Move your eyes in a clockwise direction. Move your eyes in an anti-clockwise direction. Hum a few bars of Happy Birthday. Count from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now hum a few bars of Happy Birthday again. Take a deep breath in. And release that now. Okay. Check in again. If you have any more craving on that chocolate at all, taste it, smell it. And if you have even the slightest bit left, you need to move on to the mopping up section. But before you do, I have one more little thing for you to do. It's a simple little thing. What I want you to do is going to continue to happen here. And I want you to look down at the floor, and then I'm going to ask you to move your eyes from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. As slow as you can. Okay, so just tapping there. I'm going to do it with you. So you're going to look down at the floor without moving your head and move your eyes up as slowly as you can. Up towards the ceiling as high as you can. Okay, take a deep breath in. And release all that now. Check in one more time. See if there's any chocolate craving remaining. What do you think about that chocolate? If you're at 0, perfect. If not, move on to the mopping up section. You can go back to this whole exercise again if you have eaten before you started to do it. Maybe you'll do it without eating for 2 hours, as I said. Okay, so if you have any problem, just move on to the next section, the mopping up section, or there's another video of the advanced section. So you have lots of different things to do if you're not at 0. So